Here are 3 pro tips for you to act on if you don't want to jeopardize the sale of your home. I'm Sergey from New House, and it's not a surprise that as New House team, we do sell a lot of homes. We work with a lot of sellers, and we've learned a lot of things over the years. Number one thing that you want to do, and we always recommend, is to do that pre-listing home inspection. Home inspections are a critical point for the buyers. However, when the seller acts proactively on that, they are avoiding the possibility of jeopardizing a sale. Let me share a quick example with you. Last month, we listed the property. The home is beautiful, staged, set up, painted, clean, immaculate product. Within a few days, we received the full price offer. Everything should be good. Buyer came in with standard subjects, condition, financing, due diligence. I didn't see any spiders or anything in that house, so I'm thinking the home inspection should go smooth. Not so fast. After home inspection, I received an email from the buyer's agent who indicated that the inspector discovered some black spots in the attic in the undersheathing of the roof. That's one 4-letter word that buyers don't like: mold. And there is a chance that that could have been a start or past or existing mold spots in that attic space. And because the agent shouldn't be really climbing in the attic for liability purposes, there was no chance from us to be proactive about it. However, if pre-listing inspection would have flagged that, we would have addressed it proactively. We wouldn't have been acting in the 11th hour about getting the right amount of investigation to determine if it's a past, current, or something that we need to worry about those black spots on the undersheathing of the roof. Number 2, if you do own the property that has a septic system, get the septic inspection. Get that tank pumped out, and for $200 extra, get the inspection report on hand, something that you can share with the buyers in the future proactively and say, hey, our system, even though maybe it's a little bit aged, it's 25, 30 years old, but here's an inspection report just recently. It is functioning properly. There's no concerns. Another thing, and it's an interesting one that took place again within our office, is one of our agents was working with the buyers. They made an offer on a really awesome property, good neighborhood, everything looked good. And then when one of our agents started to do due diligence on the title, they discovered a caveat that was attached to that property, that vegetation around that home needed to be controlled by the homeowner. Well, that's pretty unusual, but it does happen sometimes. There was a larger parcel of land that got subdivided, a bunch of people built the houses, but there was a caveat that one neighbor is supposed to keep their trees trimmed so it's not obstructing the view of the property behind them and not covering the lake views or beautiful valley views. That's just the uniqueness of the caveats. They can be very specific and very unique. So in the 11th hour, we're now faced with negotiating who is going to be responsible for cutting the trees, trimming them. What kind of cost is it going to be? We already negotiated on the front end a really good deal for our clients, and now the seller feels that they're now on the hook to put out more money out of their pocket, but it's something that they need to do because it's a caveat on title. And our buyers, they don't want to assume the liability of buying the house only to hear a knock on their door. A neighbor says, hey, new owners, your trees are covering my view and you have to deal with that. What kind of cost is it? Is it 3, is it 5, or is it $15,000 to take care of all of that? All of that is unknown. So therefore, guys, make sure you're proactive. Make sure you're avoiding those unwanted and unforeseen challenges that could arise in the 11th hour. Work with a strong agent who can give you some guidance for the steps when you're ready to list your home. I'm Sergey. Hopefully this information is helpful. Take care, and please remember that it does matter who you work with.